Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and as you can see I have completely no makeup on, and this is the state of my skin without any makeup. But today we'll really be focusing on, as you can see in the title, concealer hacks for non-cakey type makeup. So this is going to be super full coverage. I'm going to be featuring Catrice cosmetics today, and basically I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite foundation from Catrice as well as their full range of concealers, where we'll be using every different kind of concealer for different type of concealer hacks. So let's just get started. Alright, to start off with, I'm going to moisten my Beautyblender using the Reduce, Set and Refresh spray from Beautyblender. And this product is basically a really two-in-one, where you can set your makeup and also refresh it throughout the day. You can also use it, you know, when you want to dampen your Beautyblender, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna spray it liberally and make sure it's sufficiently dampened. As you can see, the Beautyblender always has a spring to it. It's not too soft and not too hard as well. Alright, today the foundation that we'll be using is the HD Liquid Coverage from Catrice. This is how it looks like. I really love this. I've been choosing this over a lot of high-end foundations because of its kind of photo-friendly quality. It comes with a dropper, so it makes it really easy to get the amount you want without, you know, overdoing it. I would say that the, you know, this nozzle area can get a little bit messy, but I prefer this kind of dropper-like bottle simply because I can mix it in with my moisturizer to alter the finish of it. Alright, so today I'm going to put like about 3 drops to start off with, and we will bounce this around our skin to see how much coverage we can actually get. Alright, so I'm just coming up close to show you half my face done with this foundation. So this is how it looks like. I'm in the shade 020. So it's a really beautiful formulation, and as you can see, my skin has no shine, so it's pretty much a matte foundation, and it sits really comfortably on the skin without looking too kind of drying. And even then, I'm starting off with a matte canvas because we're going to be doing a super glam look today. So yeah. Alright, so the first concealer hack is basically using this Catrice Camouflage kind of product, where it's a concealer that comes in a pot. As you can see, it's a cream concealer. I'm in the shade 02 Light Beige, and it's a very stiff, firm texture. But the positive thing about this is that, for instance, if I wanted to clean up my brows, I'm just going to take a flat brush and I'm just going to take just a sufficient amount of product from this. You can see it's a very kind of thick formulation, which is good for like really sharp, precise cleanups. This first concealer hack, as you can see, my brows are already done, but what we want to do is to clean up any mess or to give it even more precision than it already has. So what I'm gonna do is to just use the concealer and clean up the edges of the brow, so that we can get as sharp a precision as possible. I'm going to take a little bit of the product on the top and really just carve it down. So what this does is basically just highlight the brow area, and a lot of the times I have a lot of growth that comes on the top, and sometimes I'm not really timely with my threading or my brow grooming, so I like to use concealer to hide all those ingrowths or, you know, thicker hair growth. So right at the front, sometimes I overdo it in terms of the pigment, so the remaining product I like to just brush through the front of the brow so that it tones down the intensity a little bit. Alright, next concealer hack would be to use this Liquid Camouflage concealer from Catrice, but this is in the tube version. The Liquid Camouflage range is really, like the name suggests, is a really thick formulation that is super opaque. So this I'm going to use to prime my eyes. You can see I have a few like discoloration, and typically there's quite a bit of, you know, darkness. Not so much for me, but on a lot of ladies there can be a lot of darkness, even under the eye. I haven't put my concealer under the eye because I'm going to finish my eye look. I'm priming the lids by just placing this concealer on the main part of the lid. This way a lot of the colors of the eyeshadow will stand out, And this is another concealer hack where you basically use thicker coverage or higher coverage concealers so that you can let your eyeshadow shine. Okay, next concealer hack, using the same Camouflage cream from Catrice. This one right here, you can see it's a pretty thick formulation like I mentioned. I'm going to go in with a really kind of dense flat brush. So you can see, I guess my eyes are, you know, a little bit messy around the edges, but I want to really carve out a lid space. So I'm just going to take the concealer here and just really mark out the inner third of my eye and kind of keep the concentration there, because I want to put on a very intense foiled pigment, and this will, in a moment you will see, will help it really stand out. Alright, and now I'm gonna take a foiled kind of shadow and I'm gonna press it on top of the area. So you can see how the concealer really enhanced the foiled shade, and it's a silver, so silver really stands out on a white base, so a thick concealer really helps. So I'm almost done with the eyes. I'm going to use the Catrice Glam and Doll False Lash Waterproof Mascara. It looks like this. It's the blue tube one, which I really like, and you can see this is kind of the comb. Not sure if you can really see, but yeah, it's pretty fine bristles, so it makes gripping onto the lashes really good. Another concealer hack, this is the Retouch Light Reflecting Concealer from Catrice. It looks like that. It's like a bullet and you pull it out and there's a brush tip. So I really like brush tips to clean up the outer edge of the eye. And I'm just going to clean up the outer edge of the eye. So what I'm going to do is just flatten the tip of the brush and take it upwards. And then taking a precision brush just to really get the concealer in so that we can clean up the outer wing of the eyeshadow look. I want a really crisp edge, which is why I am using this concealer, just to kind of finely clean it up. Okay, going back to the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer, this one here, I'm going to conceal my under eyes, which I haven't done yet, and brighten up my face doing my regular concealing routine. And I'm just going to show you guys, it's not really a concealer hack more so than how I apply my concealer. I do it in this kind of shape or stroke method and kind of cover all the unnecessary kind of blemishes that I don't want to be exposed. But this full coverage formulation really is the most versatile one that I've ever found, and it's so good that it's accessible in the drugstore. So again, with the refresh spray from Beautyblender and the Beautyblender itself, just to dampen it up a bit, using something moist will help this formulation really last and glide over the skin. Alright, so I'm going to spot conceal certain blemishes that may be still showing, and I'm using this really beautiful concealer. It's the HD Liquid Coverage. It's the Precision type. You can see it's a really small casing, but what it is a really fine tip applicator. And I have to come up really close to show you guys because it's a really fine point, and this is perfect for spot concealing. It's also perfect if you want to clean up a wing eyeliner, but I decided to use the light retouching because it was a brush tip, but you know, I interchange between this and that as well. So for spot and blemishes, I typically just kind of pinpoint where I want to conceal and really just go into those areas. And this tip pencil kind of applicator, it's not really a pencil, it's just a plastic tip, which is really fine. I just go into those spots and just really get your targeted pinpoint concealing. Alright, so I just quickly kind of finished up my cream contouring, and you can see it's just really beautiful to apply creams in general with a sponge. So what I want to show you in terms of a concealer hack is, you see the contour areas, if you want it to be really precise, and let's say you're not too familiar with your bone structure, for me I typically always contour, so I know it's this area, but I want to just clean it up to make it a little bit more chiseled. So what I want to do is just really mark out this area. so easy with this tip, honestly, from everything to pinpoint concealing to contour clear up. So I'm just going to use the Beautyblender and kind of blend it downwards. So you can see there's a very distinct contoured area, and that will solve all your contouring problems. Basically, it's a perfect concealer hack for beginners and professionals alike. Okay, the final hack would be highlighting, where I use the light retouching pen which I showed you earlier, and what I like to do is combine this with my highlighter to make it even more prominent. I typically don't always do this because really quite crazy a trick to do for like if you're doing everyday makeup, because it really brings out the highlight. I like to put the kind of concealer where I would highlight, and I just typically put it at the highlight zones, and then I'll take a sponge and I kind of just press it into the skin gently. Then I'm going in with my highlighter of choice, which is from ColourPop. So you can see it's a lot more prominent and really quite booming. I'm just going to roughly apply it and then go in with the sponge again to really blend it both together. Alright, and that's the final look, and I hope you guys enjoyed my concealer hack videos featuring all my favorite Catrice face products. And if you guys want to know how I achieve this kind of smoky green eye look, let me know if you guys like this kind of tutorial in terms of concealer hacks. But also, if you want me to recreate this look in a tutorial, in-depth tutorial form, then let me know, because I really like the smoky eye going on. But basically, if you guys want to know where you can shop for Catrice, in our drugstore Guardian Singapore, and I'll leave the information below. You preferably want to go in store, especially if you want to pick up this HD liquid coverage foundation, which is my all-time favorite. I actually have like 2 bottles because I love it so much. But yeah, you should go into store if you really want to get it in stock. But other than that, all the concealers are always readily available, so you can definitely check it out. So let me know if you guys have any other questions. Leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!